Hey guys, Scott here with a couple of reasons. The first is I want to let you know about OpenSouls3, which is basically a Dark Souls 3 subreddit where you can talk about anything, even the things that are kind of gray area, like, exploits, any speedrunning exploits, tumble buffing, any of those new glitches that kind of add whatever depth we can get with this game are welcome and encouraged to be talked about there. Even cheat engine. If you're going to talk about being a dick and just insta cursing people, you're probably just going to get downvoted and no one's going to like you, but I'm not going to delete it because it exists, and pretending it doesn't exist is just silly. But yeah, that's where I'll be hanging out now. I'll be posting all my videos there, and that's the main body of this. That's what I want to come out of this video more than anything, is to get people just talking about the game there. However, I don't do this ever. I don't talk about drama shit ever. I don't think I've ever had a video like this ever before on my channel. But, maybe I have. Shit. I can't fact check that, so now someone's going to prove me wrong. I don't think I have, but we'll see. But man, I got to talk about what happened on Reddit. It's just ridiculous. All right. So, before I start, just let me mention that I'm going to be naming people, and not because I want you to hunt them down or anything, but just because you can literally just go to my Reddit history and see all this for yourself. It's not like it's hidden. It's super obvious shit. So it's not like I can hide it. You can't delete shit off the internet, so I'm not going to try to hide anything like that. All I can say is don't be a dick. Don't send people involved messages like you're a faggot, kill yourself, or anything like that. That just makes you look stupid. It makes me look bad. Makes you look bad. It doesn't accomplish anything other than just being a fucking idiot. So don't do that. Please don't do that. Now, if you have a problem with how they run, their subreddit or whatever, that's a different story. But yeah, don't be a dick. Okay. That being said, I will go over what happened recently. But this has been going on for years, basically. All right, so I was permanently banned from the Dark Souls 3 subreddit, and it wasn't initially a permanent ban. It was initially a 7-day ban. But I love going there. I pretty much go there every single day. I respond to shit. I post videos there. Post any findings, respond to other people. I just don't know. I like spending my downtime there. But I got a 7-day ban for discussing exploits for the fucking the charge, the moonwalk charge, where you move slightly to the left. I actually got banned for that. They consider that an exploit. They actually consider that an exploit. The thing is, though, the guy that banned me doesn't even consider that an exploit. Like, he has this thread where he says what's acceptable and what's not. And he said, what is acceptable? The dissemination of PvP tech that involves the skilled use of input manipulation as a form of advantage over other players. That's allowed. And that's what it was. It's not even useful. It's not even an advantage over other players. It's pretty shitty, to be honest. But I don't know. I just haven't found a use for it yet. But then what is prohibited is talking about glitches or exploits that offer a statistical advantage. Like, increased AR, drastically shortened cast times, like the WOG spell swap glitch that gives you an advantage over players. That I don't think moving slightly to the left or right constitutes any statistical advantage. It doesn't increase your AR, doesn't increase casting speed, there's no advantages really to it whatsoever. In every sense of the word, even by the guy who banned me, it is not an exploit. By his own definition, it's not an exploit. So that's the thing. I didn't really get banned for posting any exploit there, according to their own rules. I got banned because they just don't like me. And that sounds like an egotistical thing to say, but there's more to it, and I'll show you. I used to be a moderator, actually, there in all the Souls subreddits, but I was removed because I had trouble, staying neutral, which is fair, because I'm definitely a passionate person about subjects that I believe in. I'm very passionate about, and, I agree, that's not a good choice for moderation, because you can't stay neutral if you're passionate about stuff, and I would interject my feelings into decisions and posts, and that's not the way you're supposed to run things. But that's why I found this so fucking hypocritical, because that's exactly what they did. You can go through all of our post histories and see clear arguments between me and all the mods, and usually about, mundane stuff, like me saying stop censoring every single thing about exploits and cheat engine, like pretending it doesn't exist, and they're plugging their ears going, ah, la, 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 la. Like, it's, they just treat everyone there like babies, and that's pretty much all I ever said. Though those are all of my, all the basis of my arguments was, you should probably stop censoring things, no one likes it. You can see in this thread that I'll link here, I vented my frustration at them for deleting a video I made. It was that Doppelganger one where I switched into the person that I killed immediately after. They deleted it because I was discussing cheats, even though nowhere in the video was there actually cheats shown. I did it, like, off camera because I had to switch my builds immediately to the guy that I killed. But nothing about it was discussing cheats at all. There's just a bunch of circumstances like this where their bias was just really obvious. Strangely, though, in that same thread, no one agreed with their opinions on exploits at all. In fact, it was so heavily downvoted that they had to sticky it just to force it down everyone's throats. And then, with not like a single person agreeing with anything that they said, they decided, I guess that's what the community wants. We did a good job, boys. And then they just kept going. They posted their ruling on it. No one agreed, and they said, "Fuck it, we're just gonna keep doing this." So and I don't know. It's by the very definition of the guy that banned me, I wasn't banned for exploits, even though that's what in my message that I got banned for, it said you were banned for talking about exploits, and that's it. I was banned because they disagreed with my views, and I guess they disagreed with pretty much the entire subreddit's views. So they took the first grasping at straws chance they could to ban me for something, and this made things personal because, again, by definition of their own rules, I didn't break any rules. In fact, I knew the bias was so heavy that I called out the specific moderator who banned me because I just knew without even having to look who it was, because he has such a strong bias against me. And this caused me to tweet out saying that I got banned for exploiting without actually doing any exploits, while giving the moderator, who obviously was just power tripping, shit. I gave the dude shit. In retrospect, it wasn't the most mature thing to say, and I'm not going to delete it to make myself look better. I was just so fucking dumbfounded by getting banned that I didn't even know how to react. So calling the guy out who, was obviously power tripping, I reacted in a less than ideal way, but I don't really feel bad about it because it's pretty obvious that's what happened. And I probably shouldn't have taken it to a personal level, but he did. So it's a shitty feeling knowing you're banned because the moderator team was incapable of maintaining that neutrality that got you removed from the team in the first place. So I could list just so many threads showing bias, but you don't have to dig far to see it. Like, not even 2 weeks ago, someone posted, the Crow Quills gravity-defying glitch thingy. Great for speedruns, even in invasions, you can escape from people. And it is the very definition of an exploit. And it was so broken that From actually patched it out, but that was okay to discuss because the guy who posted it wasn't me. And there are just so many examples of this. Pineapple posting the Wrath of the God spell swap glitch. That's fine, even though that's clearly what they defined as an exploit. That's fine. But no, moving slightly to the left of the lance, that's no, you're banned. Come on, it's just the bias is so sillily obvious. Sillily, that's not a word. It is so absurdly obvious that I don't even have to. I mean, just look at all this shit. It's just ridiculous. So I was frazzled by all this, and I tweeted in a fairly heated way and told people to give the mod team shit for just running their subreddit so badly. And for the record, I didn't mean this to be witch hunting or anything like that. I didn't, intend it to be sending harassment. It's kind of like if people have, a problem with their government, they give their government shit. In this scenario, the moderators are the government. And if they are banning people for non-exploits while, clearly having personal bias and not following their own rules, then yeah, they deserve to get shit for running their subreddit badly. And if they considered, people telling them that they're doing their job badly harassment, then I think they're just too thin-skinned to moderate anything. That being said, if you're messing with them and calling them a faggot and telling them to kill themselves, then you're an idiot, and I don't want to be associated with you at all. That's not a good thing to do. I said give them shit as in voice how badly they run the place, and I figured that was kind of clear, but if it wasn't, sorry. I obviously don't mean, that would be the most irresponsible thing I could do. So, in hindsight, I can see how people interpret it like that, and that's fine. I'm not even going to get upset about that. That's what they actually permanently banned me for, me telling people to, tell them how to actually run it properly and not delete everything. But, whatever. I'm not even going to argue the permanent ban part. That's fine. That could be probably constituted as witch hunting, and that's okay. I'm not going to argue that. It's the 7-day ban thing that really is the issue. The thing was, I shouldn't have been banned in the first place to instigate that kind of reaction from me. I was just so dumbfounded by what happened that I reacted in a stupid way, which, oh well, I'm a human. It just happens, whatever. But the initiating factor should have never happened. And because it happened for such a stupid reason, I wanted to tell people how stupidly they run the place. And at that point, I was just like, whatever. This is so dumb, but whatever. They made the decision. That's fine. I guess I'll just stop posting there. And, until that point, I was pissed. But I then after those 2 tweets, I just stopped talking about it. Then someone on Twitter DM'd me and said they had a post they made about the subject get deleted. And then I got another DM and another and another. And I went to the subreddit and witnessed something that was basically like Orwellian. It was straight 1984 shit. There was a completely civil post titled, "Can we not talk about input techniques here anymore?" In which the OP just asked if we're just not allowed to talk about, anything other than basic attacks without getting banned, basically. And moderator responded with his views on the subject. And it was so heavily infused with bias that he had to sticky the post to prevent it from falling off the thread with downvotes. And then I noticed something interesting. The total posts of the thread were going up, but no posts were actually visible. They actually turned on a screening filter to the thread to allow them to pick and choose what they wanted to see. And even then, the ones they chose, they still didn't agree with them. People that don't even like me disagreed with them. And then mass delete started. They started deleting so many posts that it almost became comical. Anyone that disagreed with them was met with a delete, and in some cases, people were just banned for it. Like, just look at all the deleted comments here. This is like a fraction of them. It's just like ridiculous amounts of censorship, and that's my whole problem with the subreddit. So, obviously, some of these people deserve to have their posts deleted. Some people were just like, hey, fuck you, you're shitty mods. That doesn't contribute anything. But most of the posts that were deleted were just people voicing their opinions on the matter, and they just deleted it to make themselves look better. Once they realized that they dug a hole way too far, they just deleted the entire topic. And because you can't really delete things off the internet, numerous other threads popped up, and not only were most of these immediately deleted, despite moderators clearly saying they would never ban anyone for discussing rules, but a lot of these people just got straight banned too. Like, what the fuck? They're just voicing concerns. They're not even being uncivil about it. Like, how much damage control can you do? That's just so bad. And then, to top it off, I just went to bed after that. And then I woke up this morning to a post called Unofficial Timeline Leading Up to the Ban of NanoHTML, and then compiled by an unaffiliated party. So I was like, oh, cool. Someone actually made a timeline to explain what happened to everybody. Until I saw the guy who posted it was Space Manticore, who has had literally the biggest hate boner for me since literally my first Dark Souls video in Dark Souls 1, that shitty Giant Dad Digest video I made. He called me cancerous. He has hated me for like 4 years. And I just found that hilarious that it says compiled by an unaffiliated party when he literally on the last post, I'm saying literally a lot, sorry. On the last post, he said good riddance and then posted an unbiased summary of what happened. And then the mods let that post stay. It's just overall, the whole thing is, it is the most biased, sensory, shitty place in the world. And yeah, people shouldn't go there. It's basically just like, oh, that's my fire alarm. That was bizarre. Lost my train of thought now. Shit. I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, I had an analogy for you guys, because even people that disagree with, even people that think I deserve the ban for the witch hunty thing, which again I'm fine with. That's okay. Even people that agree with that said, the initial reason that he got banned is pretty fucking stupid, though. Even people that hate me said it was a stupid reason. And, my whole analogy like that is, it's like you have a guy wearing a police uniform. You don't know if he's a cop or not. And then he just takes out a gun and just starts just shooting at you. You don't know if he's a cop. He's just a random guy who just started shooting at you. And your defense is, oh, shit, there's like a rock on the ground. I'm going to just throw it at him and run. And then you get arrested for assaulting a guy. Like, that does actually happen in America's political system, so that's kind of funny. But you need to look at the initial issue that sparked the event, not the retaliation to it. Because that's, you look at where it started, not how people reacted to such a ridiculous event. And again, I probably could have reacted a bit better, but I was just so dumbfounded that I didn't even know how to process what was happening. So it sucks that they misconstrued me telling them that they shouldn't censor everything and delete everything as a witch hunting thing. And I would be ashamed to know that people actually harassed them and said they would do any violent things. You're like, that's just fucking stupid. When has that ever done anything good? Like, ever in the history of the internet? Never has it done anything good. So those people should be ashamed, but I guess it's my fault for saying that to begin with because, you know, people are stupid and they just think that's what that means. But, you know, for the whole permanent ban thing, that's okay. I'm fine with that. But the thing is, it should have never been escalated to that point to begin with. And the reasons it got there is because they just are, they're running a real shit show there. And that's the whole point of this video, to show you that I made a new subreddit where we can talk about basically whatever you want. You don't have to worry about getting banned, or you don't have to be PC. I don't really care. You don't have to have 20 top posts only be like, I had an invasion and it was fun. Praise the sun, XD. You know, just talk about whatever you want. Cheat engine, exploits, I don't care. Just talk about whatever you want. And I think that will be overall a better place. There'll be less hostility there because no one will be scorned by any mods. You can just talk about whatever you want. And that's really the main problem I have, just the lack of freedom of speech there and the clear bias. So, although I probably could have reacted better in reaction to the unbelievably stupid ban, the ban itself was the inciting factor, and you know that's the reason all this started. So, oh man, that is it. As a long rant. Holy shit, I spent way too much time on this. Oh well. Alrighty, guys, I will be back tomorrow with some more actual Dark Souls videos, but hopefully until then, I'll see you guys over at our OpenSouls3. Take it easy, guys.